Hello everyone, this is Mr. Laubach. In this video, I want to go over the long essay question for the APUSH exam. It is more well known as the LEQ. Towards the end of the video, I'm going to show you a template that you can use. Now, I borrowed this template, but I think it's excellent. First, let's take a look at an overview of the big test. The test is in two parts. The first part, you will have 55 minutes to answer 55 stimulus-based multiple choice questions. Then you will have 40 minutes to answer three-part short answer questions, also known as the SAQ. So that makes up part one, and then part two will be two essays. You will have an hour to write the DBQ essay with an anticipated 15 minutes of reading time. And then the last part of the test is the LEQ, which makes up 15% of your test grade, and you have 40 minutes to complete the LEQ. So more about the LEQ. The LEQ is very similar in structure to the DBQ, and you can earn a possible 6 points. You get 1 point for your thesis statement. Remember, your thesis statement is a roadmap of your argument. It is the focus of your essay, and your thesis basically takes on the exact same structure as it would if it were a DBQ essay. You get 1 point for contextualization, meaning providing historical context to the topic. You can get 2 points for evidence, specific evidence, and then using and explaining your evidence. You should use multiple pieces of evidence, of course. So at least two, but the more the better. And the idea is you don't want to just throw the evidence out there. You want to also explain it and explain how it bolsters your argument or a counter-argument. You can get 2 points for analysis and reasoning. Again, the total is 6 points. There are 3 types of prompts that you might get. So the first type would be comparison. This, of course, is comparing and contrasting. You should use a smart, vast comparison. An example would be comparing the North and the South societies in antebellum America. Causation, meaning what caused something to happen. Usually there are multiple causes. An example would be the causes of immigration in the early part of the 1800s. So this was the old immigrants or the first wave of immigrants. So if we were to take Irish immigrants, there would be push factors pushing them to the United States from Ireland, and then there would be pull factors, things that attracted them to the United States from Ireland. So there would be a variety of reasons that could be considered causes. Continuity and change over time. Remember, historical events and phenomenons can change over time, but at the same time still be continuous. As an example, slavery ended, but many freedmen and women became sharecroppers. So the change was that slavery ended, but many of the challenges that face blacks in terms of discrimination and prejudice remain the same. In short, your LEQ is you writing a historically defensible argument. So let's take a look at a template that you could use in framing your LEQ essay. So here is the template. Your first paragraph will be a contextualization paragraph. This is where you give the reader background information on your topic, put it in the context of history and the important aspects around the event and leading up to the event. That part of paragraph 1 will be maybe 3 or 4 sentences. And then the end of paragraph 1 is where you will most likely put your thesis statement. Your thesis statement can be 2 sentences, but I would recommend making it just 1 sentence. So that's paragraph 1. Paragraph 2 would be considered a body paragraph and would have a topic sentence where you take on part of your thesis statement. As an example here, you can see X caused significant social change during Y period. Okay, so if the thesis was about social and political change, that would be a topic sentence. One example of a social change is, and this is where you would include a vocab word, and then you would define the vocab word, and then you would show how it proves your topic sentence and thesis. So the vocab word would be your evidence. And then your second body paragraph, in this case, would be about the political change and would follow a very similar structure as your first paragraph, having a topic sentence, using evidence, and then showing how it proves your topic sentence and thesis. So in your thesis statement, if you use 2 arguments, you would have 2 body paragraphs. If you use 3 arguments, you would probably have 3 body paragraphs. And then maybe add a paragraph, if you have time, about a counter argument. And we'll talk more about a counter argument a little bit later. And then if you have time, add a conclusion paragraph. But you do not need a conclusion paragraph according to the rubric. So I think that's a pretty good template, and you could possibly use this when you write your LEQ. So in conclusion, a couple of things about your essay. You will get to pick from 3 prompts on the big test. Each prompt will be from a different time period. Make an outline before you start writing. They recommend that you use the first 5 minutes to outline what you are going to do in your essay instead of just starting out writing. I would strongly recommend take a few moments at the beginning to outline your thoughts as well. The writing of the outline will help you to stay focused. Your essay should be 4 or 5 paragraphs, but there is no set rule in this. Basically, your essay needs to be as long as it takes for you to outline and defend your argument. Again, the essay will look very similar to the DBQ essay and follow basically the same structure, but instead of you citing evidence from documents, you are providing the evidence. If you can, include a counter-argument paragraph. This shows that you thoroughly understand the topic. A counter-argument paragraph may begin with something like, however, some historians believe, and then you would outline a strong counter-argument to your thesis statement. Again, much like the DBQ, there are no style points. Write simple and to the point. You don't want to get too fancy with your writing simply because you don't have the time, and it doesn't matter in this type of historical writing. Evidence and your argument are more important. You do not need a conclusion paragraph, according to the rubric, but if you have time, I would recommend that you do include one. Remember, in your conclusion, you are restating your thesis, but in different words, and you are really solidifying your argument. Your LEQ by the readers will be considered a first draft. You only have 40 minutes, they know that, so if there are a couple of misspellings or grammar errors, don't worry about it. Just do the best that you can. So I hope this information helps you better understand the LEQ. Let me know if you have any questions.